So whenever we come and we're ready to plaster a pool, if you're plastering a pool for a builder, not from one of the personal pools, you want to make sure we take a good video of the pool before we start. You want to make sure that you point out stuff like this right here. This right here, we want to make sure we take it off. As you can see, it's a smooth surface. So if we plaster on top of this, the same cracks that you'll see right now, you're going to be able to see it with the plaster. Now, if you notice out here in the light, the material, the plaster is sticking out. So we got to make sure we clean this because we want to plaster flush to it, and we don't want to have any kind of buildups. If we got buildups right now, we're gonna plaster on top of that buildup, so the plaster is gonna stick up more, then the light will not fit on it. Then it's gonna be a callback for somebody to come and polish or grind off all this when the pool is already done, and we can do it before we plaster the pool. That way we avoid any kind of issues. Like right here, what I'm doing, I'm making sure that we don't have this extra buildup. Plaster should be going straight to the frame right here. So I gotta make sure that this, see how easy it is to come off? So I wanna make sure that what I'm doing is gonna be waterproof too. Whenever we plaster the sun bench, we gotta make sure, if you see the sun shelf from here, the sun bench from here, you see that there's some kind of elevation, that the end is higher and this is lower. So we wanna keep it the same way, that way the water runs down to the edges. Whenever the pool is full of water, you will not see the difference. But whenever the pool is empty, we want to make sure that we try to keep it the levels that we can, and we're going to follow the fittings. So those fittings right there are going to be our level. It's going to determine how high we're going to go on the back, but then we can bring the low spot to the edge. Try to keep this the straight that we can, that way it looks even better. Same thing with the sun bench right here. If you notice, the bench is already all straight. You want to make sure that whenever we trowel it, we keep it the flattest that we can and straight as that we can, because whenever a homeowner stands right here, they're just gonna see how it looks. If it looks all wavy, you're gonna have a complaint about it's not straight. It was straight before, now it's all wavy. I don't like it. But if it is all wavy before you plaster the pool, take some pictures of the shell, and then you can have proof. Look, we can plaster the best that we can, but the shell was all wavy. So it's hard to keep it straight when the shell is all wavy. So this is a fitting, one of the fittings that we're gonna plaster. This is the wrong way how to tape out the fittings. The reason is because we're gonna plaster to the edge. We're gonna plaster to the edge of this. We're gonna take this off. We're gonna plaster to the edge of this. That way we can put the eyeballs later. So the way you do it, just stay on the edges. And then grab a piece of tape and mark it down. That'll tell you that you got a fitting on the wall. In case we trowel it over and we cover it, we know there is one that we can look for it. So most of the time you can see it on the plans where the fittings are, but this right here, it'll show you exactly where the fitting is in case you lose it. The skimmer, if you're not covering your deck really good, you can grab some tape. And the reason is because if you're spraying a pool, when you spray in this section, most of the time people spray inside the skimmer, and it's a pain in the butt to clean the inside when it's really hard. So if you do this, you're already saving yourself 10-15 minutes of extra work later. So right here, we just cover it, and it's easy to take it off, then clean it off. You know what I'm talking about? So those little details right here will make a difference when you're when you're making the application and when you finish and cleaning up. That way you don't have to go through extra stuff. He's already cleaning the pool right now. We want to make sure you want to get all the debris out of the plaster. And you always want to make sure, like if you're doing a pebble finish, you want to make sure that you always have these plugs installed. Those are the suction lines plugs. If you don't have those plugs installed and you water wash the pool, all the slurry will go through the pool equipment, through the pool line, and then you have a lot of problems trying to get that clean again.
Hey guys, my name is Mike with 3C Landscape and Irrigation. If you like what you see, remember to like, share, and subscribe.